welcome back to part 2. I hope you enjoyed the first part of this and that you will be able to follow the second part as well as you did the first part. Good luck in making this top. Right, so as you can see, I am up to 25 centimeters, and that is 19 rows I've done for that 25 centimeters. So this bit is 19 rows. So now I'm going to do one final row, and then I'm going to do a final row, and then on the way back I'm going to do an increase row, which I will show you. So just one more normal row, and then we will do an increase row. So just give me a sec. So I'm just doing a front loop, double crochet all the way down, and then on the way back nice easy quick pattern. You just copy that all the way down, and then I'll come back to the next row, which will be an increase row. So this is our increase row, so we're just going to start off with standard front loop double crochets, because I love saying that sentence. So you just want to keep doing front loop double crochets until you get to the top, and then on this last stitch we'll do an increase, and I can get my life back on track. I think it's even harder trying to crochet when it's warm, because your hands go a bit not nice, so then you have to wash them. We're just getting through it. We're just getting through it. Trying to find some decent podcasts to listen to. Podcasts. I've not come across anything as of yet. I was listening to oh god, I don't know why I wanted to say Only Fools and Horses. It's not exact. It's not at all where we're listening to. Only Sunny. There we go. Only Sunny in Philadelphia. I went through a stage of listening to all of them. Then I was listening to is it Workaholics, their podcast? Oh, quite funny. And I am now not listening to anything really. I had a horror one that I was listening to that was spooky, which I enjoyed. Spooky. We're getting there. So we're on the last 3. So 1, 2. So this stitch here, so we'll be working backwards, is going to have 1 extra stitch in, so we're going to increase by 1. So we want to go through the front loop, wrap it around, pull through, wrap around, pull through both of them. Then you want to go back through that same loop, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through 2. So we've increased once. Then you want to chain 1, turn your work. We want to increase again, so we'll go once, twice, and then we're going to go into the next one. So we've just done an increase into that stitch. So into this stitch, this front loop stitch, we want to do an increase. So straight into that same loop, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through. So you should have 4, and you've only gone through 2 stitches. Right, so we're going to be doing the same thing until we reach back up to 53. If I'm correct, Amundo. Yeah, I think it's 53. So we'll keep doing. So we'll do. So that was increase. So it'll start taking shape again as going back up. So when you want to, when you're working back on the way up, it's 1 increase, and then on the way back down, it's 2. So you get the shape, this shape again. You can see, starts off. Hopefully it'll look nice, hopefully it'll look nice. So I'm just gonna finish doing this bit, and then so instead of putting you through all the agony of rewatching me again, explain and drag the video out really long, I'll just say, so we've done 1 increase, 2 increase, and then you want to do 1 increase and 2 increase. So it's the same patterns as a decrease, and you want to keep working it up until you get to that 53 range. So before my brain started getting all confused there, this part is a two row repeat part. So your first row is one stitch increase, and then your second row is 2 stitch increase, and you just repeat that until you get to 53. Before my brain started playing silly mares. So I am on 1 stitch increase on this one, so I'm just going to do a quick, get my hand in the shop, that would help. So a single increase into this stitch, so 1, and then 1 more, chain 1, turn your work, put a front loop stitch into there, and then do another one straight into the stitch, then go on to the second stitch, front loop, oh goodness, into that one, and then do another front loop into that one, and there you go. And you just repeat this until you have, you guessed it, 53, because I love repeating myself. And I will come back to you when we have got more shape going on. Some form of some shape, and it hopefully will look nice. Right, and then we'll start with the next part. So stick with me on this, yeah, stick with me on this, guys, and you will have a nice lovely tiny crochet top when you're done. Right, I'm on my last increase row, which is just a single increase into that top loop, so 1 and 2, and you should have 53 stitches altogether. So we're just going to do now chain 1, and do front loop double crochets all the way down, and then on the next row we're going to start doing the shoulder part. So just keep doing front loop double crochets all the way round, all the way down, and then I will join you when I've come back to this stitch up here, and then I will tell you what we need to do for the next step. Right, so I'm to the last couple of stitches, front loop stitches on this part, on the way back up. This is where our curve is. We'll get there. So when you get to the end of this row, we want to chain. Let me get before I get angry, squeeze these through. So when we get to the end, start again. You want to chain 32, chain 32, 32. I know, it'd be 33 because you'd be going back on your sand. Not 32. Don't know why I said 32. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. So that was the last front loop double crochet. So we want to chain 33. That's 33 on the hook. To make this work, make sure not to twist it, like I said previously, and then you want to miss this loop here and go into the back of this loop. Trying to do it like this so it flows with the pattern, so we're going to the back loop instead of the front loop, and then there we go. So you'll be working on the wrong side instead of the right side. So we work our way all the way down. There's the wrong side of the hook. And when you finish, you should have 85 stitches on your hook. So I will meet you at the end of this row and show you what we need to do next. I think all we need to do is 10 front loop double crochets, 10 rows of front loop double crochets for the shoulder, so then you'll end up with the same matching side as this side. So we're just gonna, instead of me saying come, I'll meet you at the end, make the video a bit shorter. So you want to do, so after this row you want to do 10 more rows of 85. Sorry, we're 10 more. Yeah. So you want to do this single row and then 10 more, so you will have, yep, done that. And then I'll meet you at the end of the yeah, oh god. So when you've done your front row double crochets, you want to continue doing this all the way down on the wrong side. When you have done this row, you need to do 10 more of the front loop double crochets, 10 more rows, and then it will look like this when you are done. So then when you get to this point, I will come back and we will do the armpit bit. Alright, so remember, just 10 rows of front loop double crochets. Right, so I'm just finishing off my 10 rows, 11 rows if you can include the beginning of the shoulder, which is now finished, and I'm just finishing it up. So then we are on to the underarm, the armhole edge. So for this part, right, you need to count 45 stitches from the bottom, put a little stitch marker, and then you can just work your way up. Makes it a little bit easier than having to recount like my amazing brain likes having me do. So 45 stitches, and that's the begin of your armhole edging. And then, so we want to chain one, do the front loop double crochet all the way up to 45, and then I will come back for the next, oh no, sorry, mind me. So we'll do 45 rows, 45 stitches, and then your next row will just be a plain front row double crochet on the way back down. Alright, so I'll show you when so I'm just onto my last 2 stitches on that 45. So all we're doing on this next part is chaining one, turn your work, flip it round, and then just go into the front row double crochets all the way back down, and then the next row will be a decreased, yeah, it'll be a decrease, so not this row, but the next row will be a decrease. Right, oh god, oh my gosh. Right, I'll come back to you when we go on to the next row. Alright, so I'm just finishing up this row, and then I'm gonna chain one, flip it, flip it, flip. Right, chain one, flip, and then we want to start making his way up, making his way up, and then we're going to decrease the last 2 stitches on this row. So I'll meet you at the top up here, and we're going to do a decrease, so then it'll start taking shape for the armhole. Armhole, it's gonna take some shape. Alright, I'm just creeping up slowly but surely to the last 2. Slowly, oh, ever so slowly, I'm getting there. It's a singing day for me. Dee, dee, dee. So where we going? Where we go? Where we going? Into that one. Into that one. Right. The last two, we want to slip, wrap your yarn round, pull through, keep hold of it. So you've got two on. Go into the next stitch. Oh God. And grab your yarn, pull through. Then you've got three on. Then you want to grab your yarn and pull through all three. And that is your, oh goodness me, I'm throwing everything. That is your decrease row. Yip, yip, yippee. Right, so now we just want to do chain one. And then do wrong side double crochets all the way down. And then it'll be another decrease row on the next side. And so this is just a normal normal row, no decreases, and then the next row we do will be the decrease. Okay, so just do this row and then start the next row and meet me at the top for the decrease. So just finish this row off, chain one, turn your work, go back up, and I'll meet you at the decrease part. Right, so we're going to do a decrease. Now we've got to the end nearly. So you want to stop at them last two stitches. So not this one, not that one, the one right next to it. So slip your hook in, wrap it round, pull through, keep it on your hook, slip it in, wrap around, pull through, and then you want to wrap around, pull through all three, chain one, turn your work, and then we're going to do another decrease on this side. So we want to decrease, so through the stitch, wrap it round, pull through, then go through the next stitch, wrap around, pull through, then wrap around, pull through all three, and that's another decrease. And then you want to just continue doing front loop double crochets all the way down. And then when we come back up the other side, we'll be doing another decrease row. And it's slowly taking shape. I don't know why I've just started that, because I'm nowhere near to doing this decrease row. Oh, my brain, my sweet, sweet, beautiful brain, why are you doing this to me today? So I'm just gonna keep going. Just keep going. Just keep it going. Right, I'm just gonna do another decrease. Right, so that's one, and then into the next stitch, pull through, that's three, wrap around and pull through all three. We're gonna pull through all three. Oh my goodness, I pulled them all out. God, Jesus. I think that's somewhere. That's looking alright. That's looking alright. So we're nearly done. I'm just gonna do sorry, my brain's gone a bit fried. You have to give me a second. So we're just going to chain one, turn his work, front loop, double crochet all the way down, back down, and then we will finish this row off, chain 1, turn your work, start working your way back up to the last 2 stitches, which we're going to do another decrease, and I shall meet you there at the decrease point. Right. So this is going to be the last decrease row. So you should have, when you finish doing this last decrease, 40 stitches on the row. 40. So there's 41 at minute, and it's going to be changing to 40 because I'm going to change it. Right, so our decrease, so into the stitch, pull through, 2 on the hook, into the next stitch, wrap around, pull through, 3 on the hook, and pull through all 3. And this is the last row. Thank very goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm all over oil. So this is the last row that we will be doing. And it is just chain 1, done that, into the front loop, double crochets, and we're going, and we're off. So when you come to the end, that is it, we are done. And then you just want to repeat this step again for the back piece. And I will, and then I will come back with the parts, the sewing up section, so to get ready and sew them together, and that is what we're going to do. And we will enjoy it, and it will all be fun and games. Just keep going. We're gonna keep going all the way down this road. Oh, you can see my bright coloured travel mug there with a nice, lovely herbal tea in. Glorious. I think it's the Twining Teas. It's called Unwind. Tastes absolutely delicious. Oh, nearly at the end of this one. Nearly, so close. So close. Dee 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 dee. Oh, oh. Right, nearly at the end. We are so close. So close. And the last stitch is, oh goodness me, there. So I'm just gonna check it matches, match the other side. There we go. Right, so we've got the top part of the first part of the top done. So on to the second part, and then I will see to do the sewing together of the two parts. Right, so I've done my second side. This side I haven't done any decreases. I've just done counted up to 41 stitches and then done 41 stitches along. So there's no increase or decrease, it's just a straight across block, but it's the same pattern style. So front row loops all the way across. Probably sick of hearing me say front row loops. Yep. So we're now going to, sorry about that. Yeah, so we're now going to join these pieces together. Like I'm saying, like so. I even got my piece ready to sew together. So we're going to crochet them together instead of using a thread needle. So I start off by pulling my yarn through and then tying it into a knot, and then it's hooked on and then there's no coming off. And then I try and work my thread in so you don't have to mess about trying to hide it later on. So far, yeah, I'm in. Oh, right. So chain one. Then you want to go through the next two loops. So make sure. Oh God, so we go through one, then go through that one, and then go straight through that one. Wrap it around, pull through. Wrap it around, pull through too. Same with the next stitch. So you just follow along, going into each stitch across, and then just pull through, wrap around, pull through. So you just do this all the way along until you get to end. I don't know why I've seemed to work my threads in my little loose ends. I just seem to find it easier. I don't know if everybody does that. I don't think they do. I don't do it with all my work. It's just stuff like this. It's just easier. So then when we've done this, when it's done, I'm gonna block it. I don't always remember to block my work, which is a nuisance. Right, pull that piece out. But I'm gonna block this today because a lot of parts are like roller. So just keep doing this all the way up, and then when you've done this side, you want to make sure to do the top edges and that top edge, and then the other side, the opposite side. So the size I've gone for this, I'm sure I said at the beginning, which was small to small. Might have said small. Like 8 to 10, probably like a baggy 8, 10 size range. when you've done, I'll show you what when you've done, yeah, hopefully it'll look amazing when you've finished, especially with my droning voice going on. I'm surprised no one has fallen asleep. I will be surprised that I haven't made people fall to sleep. It's like David Attenborough's voice. After a while, that guy can put me to sleep. Jesus, it's just so calm in his voice. Just an easy listen to as well. Ugh, I love it when he talks about animals. Like jellyfish, octopuses, octopus. Oh god. So, alright, I'll leave you to it, but that's where we are on this side. So then to block it, just make sure that give me a sec when my brain figures this one out. Right, there is different blocking techniques. There's mist blocking, wet blocking and steam blocking. I'm going to be doing the wet blocking, which is submerging it in water, and then getting a towel, making sure to put your work onto the towel. Well, make sure to rinse it out, put your work onto a towel, roll it up, try and get as much of the excess water out as possible. Then make sure that you're on a flat surface, that you put down a black bag or a carrier bag or something just to protect the surface underneath. Put your towel down, a dry towel, and pin your work into place. Just make sure that you have a measuring tape so you don't pin it out too far, because it can end up a little bit bigger. So just be careful when you're doing anything like that. But it's just to help keep this part from rolling, because it keeps trying to roll outwards, and I want it to stay in shape. So if that is something that you would find interesting, then go ahead and block with me, baby. So yeah, I'll just finish doing this and then I'll crack on and then block it, and we shall, hopefully it will look as pretty as I'm hoping. Whoop whoop. Fingers crossed. Fingers are crossed. Toes are crossed. Alright. I'll show you the end result. And I hope to see yours too. I'm happy to see your work and how you've done with this pattern. If anyone does it. So, good luck.